And as we follow the Elon Musk Twitter saga, we do have breaking news for you on this Thursday morning. We are learning just within the last couple of minutes that Tesla CEO Elon Musk offered to buy Twitter in a deal worth more than 43 billion, yes, billion with a B, dollars, and take the social media company private. Now, Musk's best and final offer was to pay $54.20 per share for 100.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And on this episode, we're going to take a look at Elon Musk and his purchase of Twitter. As you saw in the montage, he's going for it all. Now, the other day, I did a video about him buying the 9.2% and suggested that the board may offer him a seat in order to control him. He rejected it. I did a second video, a follow-up about that rejection, and in that second video I suggested maybe Elon doesn't want the seat because he wants all of it. Well, it seems I was right. And Elon has got the money, he's got very deep pockets, and he wants to take Twitter completely 100% under his control. And remember, Elon is an advocate for absolute free speech, something that Twitter cannot abide. Those little lefties, with their gnashing of teeth and much wailing, will despise him and his quest for truth and honesty and freedom. Because the one thing they cannot abide is freedom of speech, because that is what comes back and bites them on the arse. Anyway, we're going to take a look at this story between laughter, and we will look at what's likely to happen. Anyway, put myself down in the corner, and here we go. So we'll take a look at that headline there. Twitter board will meet to carefully review Elon Musk's $41 billion hostile takeover bid that would take the company private, and the billionaire even slipped in a 420 pot joke in his 54.2 per share offer. Musk on Wednesday night sent a letter to Twitter offering to take the company private for $41 billion. He called it his best and final offer and insisted, "I'm not playing the back and forth game." Twitter's board of directors is meeting Thursday morning and says it will carefully review the proposal. Offer represents a 38% premium to the closing price of Twitter's stock on the 1st of April, but is below last year's highs. Musk currently owns more than 9% of Twitter stock and recently turned down a board seat. Shares of Twitter jumped 5.6% at the opening bell on Thursday to $48.40, still below Musk's offer price. Musk has amassed over 80 million followers since joining the site in 2009. So he is a man who owns almost 10% of the company as it stands, and he's offering to pay a massive overpayment, if you like, overvaluation on the value of the company to get hold of those shares. At the time of the purchase, it was a 38% premium. It's now maybe a 10% premium. No, 20% premium. So it's about a 20% premium even as it stands. So anyone who bought shares this morning looks to make 20% almost immediately. So it's a fast turnover if you wanted it. Now, I foresee that there are many board members and big shareholders, not the 9% like Musk, but there'll be plenty of people out there with 1 or 2% who would look at this and go, "Do you know what? I'll take some of that action." And he's likely to buy it. Now remember, he only needs 51% to take control. But if he amasses more than, say, if he can get hold of 80% of the company, then other than a bit of reporting operations, there's nothing anyone can do should he decide to do anything with that company. And he can just afford to buy out the remaining shares if he decides to close it. You know, he's there. He doesn't have to worry about anything. So just to get hold of this company, he's willing to put up $41 billion. And you know he's going to make money on it. It'll be interesting to see. But we'll look at the story in full. Twitter's board of directors will be meeting soon to discuss Elon Musk's $41.39 billion hostile takeover bid, with the company saying it will carefully review the proposal. The Twitter board will meet on Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time to consider Musk's bid to take the company private, according to CNBC, after Musk, in an offer letter, told the chairman, "Twitter has an extraordinary potential. I will unlock it." The Twitter board of directors will carefully review the proposals to determine the course of action that it believes is in the best interest of the company and all Twitter stockholders, the company said in a statement. Musk insisted his offer letter that his bid was his best and final offer, adding, "If it is not accepted, I would need to reconsider my position as a shareholder." His offer price of $54.2 per share represents a 38% premium of the closing price of Twitter stock on April 1st, the last day of trading before Tesla CEO publicly revealed his 9.2% stake in the company, sending the stock popping. I mean, he made $1 billion simply announcing that he bought shares. He bought that many shares and the share price rose that sharply. He made $1 billion more or less immediately. Money goes to money. I mean, you know. The offer figure also includes the digits 420, a reference to marijuana that Musk frequently jokes about. Shares of Twitter jumped 5.6% at the opening bell on Thursday to 48.4, but the stock remains 11% below Musk's offer price, suggesting that investors do not view the success of his bid as inevitable. I would suggest that there will be sufficient people willing to sell that he would easily garner the 51%, probably get nearer to 70%. If he could buy to 70% and there was a few holdouts, he could do that, and then he could force the stock value down. And ultimately, he could force it down to half of what it is now, quite legitimately. So the people who remain and hold the stock have got to consider: are they willing to lose a lot of money, or do they want to make a lot of money by accepting his offer? The trouble is, are these people hardened capitalists who are in it to make money, or are they willing to lose money to make a stand on principle that free speech is wrong? It's funny, it's a difficult question. Musk, who is Twitter's biggest shareholder, sent his offer on Wednesday night, telling the company's board that it's a high price and your shareholders will love it. He's the world's richest man with a net worth of $282 billion and a fortune worth $100 billion more than Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. Musk announced his bid on a tweet on Thursday morning, saying it's simply he made an offer. And he made a good offer, and they'd be fools to not accept it because it's a very good price. He will then own Twitter and make it a free speech platform, and he will give Donald Trump his account back. And I will love to see the soy tears coming down the cheeks of the lefties. And I said in the previous video, every time a free speech platform would open, the Twitter tossers were on it like a plague, and they tried to break it and destroy it. And if you remember Parler was, it had everyone who was like backing it, they were pressurized. There was advertisers were told not to advertise on there, blah 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 blah. Parler crashed and burnt. It came back. It's never been a success because, after what happened. The trouble is, these, for the want of a better word, Twitter wankers have destroyed every other every other platform. So if Musk buys this, they actually have nowhere to go. And they are such a small minority, but their voice is loud because dissent is clamped on, and dissent and you're banned, dissent and you're shadow banned, dissent and you're cancelled. So it appears that the tiny little Twitter wankers are very loud and powerful, but actually they're a tiny, tiny minority. And once real people have a voice on that platform, they'll be drowned out by reason, normalcy, people who aren't mad, And that's what Musk wants. He wants absolute free speech. And there's the stock market price. So look, ding, 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 ding. He announces, bang. And up it goes this morning. Anyway, moving back into the piece. Twitter will review the offer with advice from Goldman Sachs and William Sorsini, Goodrich and Rosati, a source told Reuters. Musk said US investment bank Morgan Stanley was acting as financial advisor for his offer. He did not specify how he would finance the transaction if it goes ahead. He says he's offering to buy 100% of Twitter for $54.2 per share in cash, a 54% premium over the day before I began investing in Twitter, and a 38% premium over the day before my investment was publicly announced. And it's his best and final offer, as we mentioned. Musk added that his offer was not a threat, but it's simply not a good investment without the changes that need to be made. And those changes won't happen without taking the company private. The total deal was calculated based on 763.58 million shares outstanding, according to Refinitiv data. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives called Musk's offer a historic move, in a note adding, "Ultimately, we believe this soap opera will end with Musk owning Twitter after his aggressive hostile takeover of the company." Ives wrote that it was get out the popcorn time and predicted many twists and turns in the weeks ahead as Twitter and Musk must walk down this marriage path. Earlier this week, Musk rejected an offer to join the board after disclosing his stake in the company, a move which analysts said had signalled his intention to take over the company, as a board seat would have limited his stake to just under 15%, as I've mentioned earlier. Now, I can almost hear the screaming of these people, not just the Twitter users, not just the blue check brigade, not just the weird haircut lot, but the actual employees. And a lot of them this will have been their first job. They'll have come in, they're young, they haven't had life experience, but they're about to get life experience. They've come from little privileged backgrounds, and they've come out of college, and they've gone into here, and everything's great. And look, we can get this, and we get free that, and we get coffee, and we don't have to put up with people whose views we disagree with. And we're all left wing, and we don't like the right. And now they're owned by Elon Musk, the world's biggest capitalist. Wow. They don't know that. They will actually, their brains will freeze because they will have no concept of how to deal with this, because they've never in their entire privileged little lives known anything like this to happen. And then they'll be out because he will just come in and say, right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to change that, that needs changing there. We're going to close this office, we're going to get these people in, we're going to get those people out. And these people are going to sit there and they'll be unemployed. And they won't know where to go. And the thing is, because of what they have done to every other platform, no other platform is going to employ them. They're done. And it'll be fun to see. And there's Parag Agrawal, a man who is also about to be unemployed. And look at him. He looks soy boy, doesn't he? With his big, fat, smiley face. The face of smug. The face of dole. Well, it won't be because he's rich. But, yeah, he's not going to be working there very much longer. And it's funny. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good move, and I can't wait for it to happen. I hope it happens really, really quickly. Anyway, I'll come up and round this off because it went on a little bit longer than I meant to. So the little Twitterati crowd will be in tears, scared, unable to cope. They'll be crying. They'll be leaving very harsh messages all over Twitter. Begging them all not to sell their shares for that vast price. Begging these people who don't really care about them personally. Don't make yourself rich. Don't make yourself hyper rich. Don't become billionaires. These people won't care. They go, oh, billion. Nice. And it's just going to be joyous to watch. And I think Twitter will be a great place in about 6 months' time. We can all go back on there and not worry and not get cancelled. It'll be the end of cancel culture. It'll be the end of hate. It'll be the end of identity politics. It'll all be gone. We're back to normality. Anyway, if you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like. Leave a message. And until next time, stay safe, stay well. and goodbye.